More drama and shock yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. It was Guinea going past the round of 16 to the quarterfinals of the African Cup of Nations after a 90-minute stoppage time goal from Bayo, and as well the Leopards of the Democratic Republic of Congo. They ousted their counterpart. That was, of course, the Pharaohs of Egypt in a penalty shootout. It was, of course, a progress from that particular end. We are going to see a fixture already known for the quarterfinal stages of the African Cup of Nations. It is going to be Senegal. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Angola versus Nigeria, and Guinea versus the Democratic Republic of Congo. Today, fixtures, I'm going to bring to you AFCON, of course, ladies and gentlemen, some highlights, and why not head-to-head meetings, as well as statistics and match previews from this end. It is going to be Cape Verde versus Mauritania, and Senegal will lock horns with host Ivory Coast, ladies and gentlemen. It is, of course, Asian Cup taking place. Some results yesterday saw Australia at the round of 16. Australia beat Indonesia by 4 goals to 0. It was, of course, a whitewashing particular scenario. And Tajikistan beat the United Arab Emirates by 2 goals to 1. That was, of course, on penalties, and they qualified for the quarterfinals of that particular competition. Today in the ASEAN, we are going to see as well Iraq will lock horns with Jordan at exactly 12:30 West African time, and Qatar will, of course, face Palestine in another clash at exactly 5 p.m. West African time. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be right back with exciting games for today in the African Cup of Nations. Cape Verde versus Mauritania, and Senegal versus host Ivory Coast. The Blue Sharks of Cape Verde will play Mauritania in another round of 16 game at exactly 6 p.m. West African time, ladies and gentlemen, at the 30,000 capacity stadium, of course, in Felix Ouane Boni in Abidjan. And the central referee for that game is going to be Adel Mustafa from Egypt. Ladies and gentlemen, history will be made in this particular encounter, as either side have never gone past this particular stage in this competition. It is, of course, Cape Verde versus Mauritania. Either side winning will make history in their own particular country. It is, of course, Cape Verde Blue Sharks. They qualify with a game to spare. They had a good campaign at the group stages, and manager Bobista, he rested key players, prior to this particular game, and preparing for this particular round of 16 encounter. Cape Verde have lost just one in last 6 matches, winning 3 and having 2 draws. They are, of course, of fine form. And why not striker Bebe, who, of course, he scored a long-distance goal against Mozambique, is in full form, as he had a well enough time to rest. Of course, their counterpart Mauritania, they are, of course, so dramatic in their qualification, where they had to beat strong African side Algeria 1 goal to 0 during their last game to see themselves go through as the third place team, ladies and gentlemen. Mauritania lost their very first 2 group games, but a last game victory saw them progress to this round of 16. It is, of course, they have just 1 win, 1 victory in their last 7 games, having 2 draws and lost 4. That is, of course, Cape Verde, ladies and Mauritania, ladies and gentlemen. They are undefeated in their last 2 head-to-head meetings against Cape Verde. Just one of Mauritania's last 6 matches saw both teams to score. Players to watch, you would like to watch Kevin Lenini for the Cape Verde side, who scored against Mozambique, and he has committed more African, AFCON fouls than any of his teammates. He has 8 fouls committed it's a player we would like to watch, you know. Maybe some kind of interest there, ladies and gentlemen. And as well for Mauritania, we are going to keep an eye on Babacar Niasse. Goalkeeper Babacar Niasse, he has made the most saves in this tournament. Babacar Niasse for Mauritania, he is the highest goalkeeper with the saves in this tournament as far as the group stages are concerned. 12 successful, crucial saves to his credit, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it is Cape Verde versus Mauritania at exactly 6 p.m. West African time. I'll be right back with our main event for tonight. It is going to be the Teranga Lions of Senegal versus the Elephants of Ivory Coast. The Teranga Lions of Senegal, they are favorites to win this tournament. They have not lost a game. They have not lost any competitive game since a year, ladies and gentlemen. In their last two, they are, of course, successful to qualify for the last two finals. They have played last two finals of the African Cup of Nations, winning one and losing one. Maybe this is going to be their third campaign. They are on the way for another bidding to have some successful back-to-back victory. The only team who was successful to record a back-to-back victory of the African Cup of Nations to lift the trophy twice. That was in 2006 and 2010, the Pharaohs of Egypt. Senegal, they are, of course, on the road to make that history, ladies and gentlemen. And they have kept a first half clean sheet in 9 matches. Senegal, the Teranga Lions, they are, of course, favorite to in this particular game, and why not to lift the trophy in Ivory Coast. Host Ivory Coast, their team is in great turmoil as they qualify on being the fourth side among the third place group finishers. Ladies and gentlemen, that was not a good way for them to qualify. But however, they are here today and we are still talking about them. The Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire, they suffered successive defeats, including an embarrassing 4-0 defeat by Equatorial Guinea. And the Ivorian Football Association, after that game, they dismissed coach Jean-Louis Gasset and his assistant Ghislaine. They were, of course, automatically replaced by the interim boss, Ms. Faye. Ms. Faye has played 41 games for the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. Of course, he was a former player. His job is going to be so challenging as he's going to be tasked to bring the morale and to bring back the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire up to steam to face a dreaded Lion side of Senegal, ladies and gentlemen. He is expected to guide them to go through the quarterfinal stages of this game as they have suffered back-to-back exit from their last round of 16 games. It is, of course, going to be a very tough encounter as the head-to-head meetings between these two sides, the Teranga Lions of Senegal and the Elephants of Ivory Coast, they have been able to meet each other 17 times. They are quite familiar with their meetings, and it is, of course, going to be an 18th time meeting. However, in these 17 encounters, head-to-head clash, ladies and gentlemen, it is, of course, the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire who have gone past the Teranga Lions. The Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire have been able to record 10 successive victories, and the Teranga Lions of Senegal 5 victories, and they pull out 2 draws. It is going to be a very serious encounter as we are looking at some drama, and why not, history will be made, ladies and gentlemen. The players to watch, you would like to watch, of course, Al Nassr talisman Sadio Mane, who, of course, has contributed in every goal that has been scored so far from the group stages. As well, for Ivory Coast, we are going to watch midfielder. He calls himself the midfielder Le General. He is, of course, Seko Fofana. He is, of course, he scored in 3 international games before the group stages of this tournament. That is, of course, the Very interesting game we have for you tonight. It is, of course, our main event, ladies and gentlemen. The Teranga Lions are facing an Ivorian side, the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire, a side that has been struggling to find itself, to get back to its feet. But however, we are seeing some lots of drama going to take place. That match is going to take place at exactly 9 p.m. West African time, ladies and gentlemen. The referee for that game, he comes from Gabon. His name is Acho. And that match is going to be played at the Charles Konan Bani Stadium in Yamoussoukro. It's a 20,000 capacity stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, of course, the very short, brief summary of what is going to happen today in Ivory Coast. It is, of course, the most prestigious football tournament in the continent, the best of the best, and we are going to see who is going to go away, who is going to go home to the next round of this particular tournament. Senegal versus Ivory Coast. Don't forget as well, Cape Verde versus Mauritania at exactly 6 p.m. and Senegal Ivory Coast at exactly 9 p.m. West African time. I have been your humble servant, your friend, call me your comrade, Fabiano Deco from this end. We are broadcasting from the studios of Infinity Production. Thank you very much. I will see you again tomorrow when we talk about and last days of the round of 16 games of the African Cup of Nations. Until we meet again, thank you.